So a bit of a project for this evening on the silver car. Basically, I've done a 3D printed design to mount the Race Technology Dash 2 Pro logging dash into where the original head unit goes. As you can see, I've got the buttons, all spots for the buttons all lined up, ready to go. I've also got here an unused cable that I basically had there with a male connector for the radio plug, because as you can see it's kind of like a female. It's kind of a bit of a confusing naming system for this particular one, but as you can see I've got that there ready to go. What I'm hoping is that we have power and CAN to this local spot, because this particular dash natively supports CAN on the Volkswagen platform, so we can pretty well just wire our CAN high and CAN low directly to the dash, and then we can configure it up with the GPS and whatnot, so we can basically get all of our data streams that we're looking for. There's a limited number of inputs that it supports, but I think for our application it should be a good option. I mean, especially for taking some data for these videos and whatnot, to sort of demonstrate where there's some time on the table. It means that we can actually do some stuff a bit more accurately than guesswork or just GoPro GPS. And this is quite an affordable Dash 2, in that the Dash 2 Pro as a logging dash at the time, I think it was only like $1,200. It's now been discontinued, unfortunately. But there are other options out there very similar to this. There is a couple of Garmin catalyst systems that I think are a little bit dearer than that. Don't quite have the exact same stuff that's in this one, but they have other positives that come from it, like lap time tutorials, things like that, so that it can assist you in finding extra lap time. This one's kind of more manual and a bit more like a motorsport grade system. But yeah, this should be pretty cool to do, so I'll be working on that just to develop the stock harness back into this. And hopefully we should have something that's operational by the end of the weekend. So basically what I'm doing at the moment here is we're basically putting the buttons into the 3D printed housing. I actually ended up redoing that with a couple of different colours on the text so that it had shine through if I ever wanted to put LEDs in the back. At the moment I'm basically soldering in a fuse so that the power circuit is fused, and we're doing the power switch so that it can be run off full-time battery power, because periodically you want to pull data without having to necessarily power the whole car up. So at the moment we're just running through adding some wires, making a common ground between all of them, which the dash requires, and then we will end up pinning that into the harness. And later in the video you'll see me attach the Race Tech dash into the housing and plug the large connectors into the back. So we've got our Deutsch connector there as well on our fuse, and yeah, we'll just run through and get everything wired up, and we'll get some video shortly to demonstrate how it's going to work. So we've got our Race Tech dash put into the car, and it's all plumbed in. The only thing we've got to do is add GPS and set ourselves up the CAN interface so that it talks to the car properly. As it sits at the moment, we just get a flashing, that's a very obnoxious light, but we've got to set up the variables and set the CAN interface so that it starts talking properly natively. We've basically got to set a DBC file on there, or a CAN file as Race Technology calls it. So once that's done, we should be home and hosed with that working ahead of our first event. Something else that we've been working on is magnetic paddles for the Mark V Golf. As it sits, people do these for the Mark 7, but they don't do them for the Mark 5. Provides a much nicer upshift and downshift experience, but we've just got to get them to work. These are off a Mark 7 at the moment. We're just trying to sort out the electronics so they talk to the Mark 5 without a drama as well. So this is a bit of a work in progress that we'll continue to be working on. As you can see, we've got a 3D printed mount there, so it goes into the stock steering wheel without a drama. That's also still a little bit of a work in progress. We're just making small tweaks, just slowly sneaking up on it to get it operational. So we couldn't get the CAN data out of the infotainment CAN bus, so we ended up wiring it directly into the back of the dash cluster. That appears to be giving us a lot of the data that we're looking for. There's still some that we're missing. We might need to fix some of the offsetting, but it does appear to be working for the moment. So as far as what we need for the minute, it's a good start. So I'll just show you that that's working, and that'll probably be the end of this episode of Tidbits. And we'll be back with you next time for some other bits and pieces.